Hello world, it's Austin. Let's talk about being transgender and Christian. This week's video is a short one on a short piece of writing called a psalm. For those of you that aren't familiar, a psalm is similar to a song or a poem, and you can find 150 of them in the book of Psalms in the Old Testament. When we read the Psalms, it's important to keep their genre in mind. There are a lot of different kinds of writing in the Bible. There are histories like Kings and Chronicles, there are allegories like Job, there's prophecy like Isaiah, there's wisdom literature like Ecclesiastes, and the Psalms are songs and poems. Even though some of the Psalms have wisdom and history and that kind of thing in them, we have to be careful not to confuse them with things like prophecy. All the best poetry draws on a mixture of specifics that make it stand out and universal themes that make it relevant for multiple kinds of people. Sometimes when you read the Psalms, it's hard to tell which is which. So let's take a look at one particular psalm, Psalm 139 verses 13 and 14. For it was you who formed my inmost parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, that I know very well. Some people have read these verses, specifically the first verse, and said that since God made us a certain way, He knit us together, that we shouldn't do anything to change that. We're made the way we are for a reason. This argument is used a lot against transgender folks who decide to physically transition, but you don't hear it used very often against other medical miracles like cochlear implants for people who are deaf, or contacts for people who are nearsighted. There are so many examples of modern medicine creating ways for us to live our day-to-day lives free, or at least with less physical and mental pain than we would have had before, and that in turn frees us up to work for our neighbor and to explore the world that God created. I think what's happened with this psalm is that we've confused the particular for the universal. The psalmist himself was obviously able to rejoice in his body and give thanks to God for it, but that doesn't negate any negative experiences that other people may have had with their bodies. Surely we are all fearfully and wonderfully made, but that does not mean we are perfectly made, or that the way that we were made at birth or before birth is the same way that we are made now. Everybody grows up, things change. Instead of pulling all our theology on bodies from one or two verses, let's take a wider view. When we talk about body theology, we have to talk about Jesus, who chose to have a body, who chose to run the risk of stubbed toes and earaches and acne. When Jesus met people who were blind or lame, He didn't leave them that way just because that's the way they were born. He took a look at their belief. He saw their hope for a better life, both inner and outer, and He healed their bodies. So clearly bodies are important to God, and if they're important to God, they should be important to us too. And if the lives of the people surrounding Jesus have anything to teach us, it's that people can change. Mentally, spiritually, physically, no matter where we start, we can all grow towards the light. Thanks for watching this week's video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you'll go do something good for your body. We'll see you back here next week. Peace.